Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing another news and stuff video, and thankfully not as much time has passed between this one and my last one. I have been avidly searching out news for you guys, and I'm really excited about a bunch of the things that I have to talk about. I also just wanted to say thank you so much because a lot of people comment on my news videos and say that they understand how much work it is for me to do these, which is absolutely the case. These videos take more work than any other videos that I do, and I just really appreciate that you guys appreciate them. So thank you for watching and for enjoying them and encouraging me to make more of them. So before I get into the news, I am going to be talking about a new release that just came out today. And this portion of the video is a paid promotion with Disney Book Group. So the book that I'm going to talk about is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This book just hit shelves today, and I personally am very excited to read it. As you guys know, I have loved Jennifer Lynn Barnes's other books, The Fixer and The Long Game. Like, those are two of my favorite books. They're currently sitting on my contemporary shelf over there. Those are like political thrillers, so they're really fun to check out. But obviously when I found out that she was writing a new book, I was really excited about it and knew that I had to pick it up immediately. So Little White Lies is actually a comedic thriller, which sounds very different from your typical thriller. Usually they tend to be a little bit dreary and stuff, but this one is comedic, and it also takes place in the South, and it involves debutantes, which is so exciting. So like immediately when I heard about this, I thought of Miss Congeniality. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie, but I used to love that movie when I was younger. One of the really fun comps for this one is that it says that it's like Gilmore Girls meets Pretty Little Liars, and both of those shows are like two of my favorite shows in the world. This follows a young girl named Sawyer who is a mechanic, and she has grown up in a Gilmore Girls-esque environment. She has a single mom. So one day she is at her apartment and her estranged grandmother shows up at her door and offers her a 6-figure contract in order to participate in debutante season. Obviously, Sawyer is a little bit hesitant about this. I mean, her life is just completely different than anything that involves like high society, so she's like not really into it. But then when she realizes that it might actually give her the opportunity to find out who her father is, she is on board. So once she signs on, she becomes subjected to tons of like makeovers and giant dresses, and it says a whole bunch of bless your hearts, which is my favorite Southern phrase. But the one thing that Sawyer doesn't expect to find once she enters this world is that she actually forms a friendship with some of the other girls who are becoming debutantes. While Sawyer is there, she also realizes that her family is not the only one that has a ton of secrets in their past, and she ends up having to navigate this world with all of her new friends and their very powerful parents, and she also starts kind of discovering some of their secrets, which they're not so happy about. I personally love books about rich people with secrets. I have always been drawn to them since I've been reading Gossip Girl, which was like back when I was in high school. I don't know, I just find them to be unputdownable, but I really like that Sawyer will be our kind of like relatable voice. Sounds like it's gonna be really good. Like I said, it's in stores today, so you can go out and pick yourself up a copy. And the cover's really pretty too. I like the roses. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. I actually also talked about it in my November TBR video because I am definitely planning on getting to this one this month. So now on to the news portion of the video. There are actually a ton of cover reveals that I have to show you. Usually I wait until a little bit later on to do them, but there are a couple that I am super excited for, so I'm gonna talk about those first. And the first one being Finale by Stephanie Garber. This is the third and final book in the Caraval series, and I'm so excited. I'm also really loving this recent trend of purple books. I feel like there have been so many books with purple covers lately, but I really love this one. I love the yellow heart. I think it looks absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to read the finale. Legendary was so good. So yeah, I'm just like pumped for this one. The next thing that I am honestly just like over the moon about is that Victoria Schwab's first novel, her debut novel, The Near Witch, is actually going to get republished and repackaged with this gorgeous new cover. And I'm so excited because this book went out of print really, really early. So I started getting into Victoria Schwab around the time when she wrote The Archived, and I have fallen in love and since read like almost all of her books. I never got to read The Near Witch. Like, now that there's this opportunity for it to be back in the world, I'm honestly just so excited about it. This is going to be coming out on March 12th of 2019, and again, The cover is just so pretty and I'm just so happy. I love Victoria Schwab so much. I'm like an unapologetic Victoria Schwab fangirl. Oh my gosh. So the next thing that I'm also really excited about is that Renee Ahdieh announced her new series, and it is a dark series about vampires, and I am just so on board. I love vampires. I am so sad that the trend was like oversaturated and then there really haven't been any vampires in our fiction in quite a while. Like there's been some here and there, but not nearly enough of them. And Renee Ahdieh's take on it sounds like it's going to be exactly what I want out of a vampire novel. She even throws some shade at Twilight and says that her vampires don't sparkle. They're like deadly vampires. So the first book is called The Beautiful, and it's going to be coming out in October of 2019. You can actually watch a little trailer for it online. It looks amazing. It takes place in 1872 in New Orleans, and it follows a young girl who gets involved with someone who might be vampire, probably. We don't know yet, but probably. It's said to be a sultry romance and a thrilling murder mystery because I believe that there's like a society of people and all these bodies start showing up. I cannot wait. Then we also got the cover reveal for Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, Kelly Link, Maureen Johnson, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Robin Wasserman. And this is going to be the hardcover collection of the ebooks that have been released month by month. So this is going to be coming out in hardcover next June. I think it's June 4th. And there's also going to be 2 new short stories in addition to the previously published stories that have been coming out. And the reason that those 2 new stories haven't been published yet is because there are Queen of Air and Darkness spoilers in them. And this collection focuses on Jem. He's on the cover. I'm so excited. It's also been announced that What If It's Us by Becky Albertelli and Adam Silvera has been optioned for film, which is really exciting. I actually haven't read the book just yet, but I'm very excited to do so, and I'm really happy for them. I think that's really awesome. I absolutely loved the adaptation of Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, so I'm really hoping that someone similar will work on this book as well. Next, speaking about vampires, there's also a new vampire anthology that has been announced. It's called Vampires Never Get Old, and this is coming out in September of 2020, so we've got quite a while before this one, but I'm still really excited about it because it has some of my favorite authors attached, one of them being Victoria Schwab. We're also going to get a story from Tessa Gratton and Danielle Clayton and Zoraida Cordova and a whole bunch of other authors. Next, I'm really excited because Casey West's next book has been announced. It's called Maybe This Time, and it sounds like it's going to be something that I just adore. It follows a girl who works at a florist, so she has to work on like all of these events. The novel takes place over the course of a year. So she works at this florist, and there's also a boy that she keeps running into who works at a caterer. So the 2 of them keep running into each other at all of these events that are happening over the course of this year, and I'm sure it's going to be an adorable romance, and I could definitely see this being hate to love because it's like a working situation, but I just love Casey's books, so I'm like pretty excited for this one. It's also been announced that Marie Lu will be writing a new book in the Legends series. I actually haven't read this series. It's a trilogy, but now I feel inspired to go back and do so. This book is going to focus on Day's younger brother, and it's going to take place 10 years after Champion ended, which is the last book in the Legends series. Oh my god, we got the cover reveal for Emily A. Duncan's new book, Wicked Saints, and it is amazing. Like, just look at this. I cannot wait to get this book. I'm so excited. You can actually read a little sneak peek of it on, I believe it's Entertainment Weekly. It looks incredible, and I am seriously just so obsessed with this cover. Like, it's everything. Next, we got a cover reveal for Pumpkin Heads by Rainbow Rowell, and this is actually a graphic novel. It follows 2 best friends who work together every year at a pumpkin patch in Nebraska, but this is going to be their like final year together because they're both seniors in high school, so they're going to be leaving the next summer for whatever is coming in their lives. So it's going to be like their final adventure together, and I'm sure it's going to like really hit you in the feels. And the artist on this book is Faith Erin Hicks. Next, we got the cover reveal for The Beholder by Anna Bright. I'm so excited for this one, and I actually had the pleasure of meeting Anna recently. She was at the Laini Taylor event at Books of Wonder, and she was such a lovely person, and as soon as I like left, I looked up her book and I was like, whoa, I want that immediately. The cover is like so beautiful. I can't wait to read it. It's coming out next year. We also got the cover reveal for There's Something About Sweetie by Santaya Menon. I have to say, I don't love this cover as much as I loved her previous 2 covers, and I think it's because it's zoomed in so much. Like, I wish that it was a little bit further back so that we could see more of like her clothes. Like, it's a very cute cover, but I definitely still love the dimple cover the best. We also got the cover reveal for Dark Shores by Danielle L. Jensen, who's the author of the Malediction trilogy, which I still need to read, but this one also looks amazing. I'm just like loving all of these ships and stuff that are happening lately. We also got the cover reveal for These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling, and this follows a modern day witch in Salem, Massachusetts, and I really like the cover. Again, we've got another purple cover, but it sounds like it's going to be really good, and it's definitely going to be something that you're going to want to read if you have enjoyed Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix recently. We also got the cover for The Missing Season by Gillian French. I really enjoyed Gillian's debut novel. I still have to read her second one, but I'm definitely immediately putting this one on my TBR as well. I think that she has a really beautiful writing style, and I also really like this new cover. I think it looks really good. We also got the cover for Soul of Stars by Ashley Poston. This is the next book in the Heart of Iron series, which is like a sci-fi adventure series. And we got the cover for Hello Girls by Brittany Cavallaro and Emily Henry. Again, we've got another purple cover, but this one sounds like it's going to be a very feminist novel about two best friends who are sick of men controlling their lives. Then we got the cover for Virtually Yours by Sarvanez Tosh. Sarv wrote The Geek's Guide to Unrequited Love, which is one of my favorite contemporary novels, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one from her. And it follows a girl with a broken heart who is trying out a virtual reality dating service. Next, we got the cover reveal for Master and Apprentice by Claudia Gray. This is the new Star Wars book that's coming out. I believe it's in January, and it follows Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Then we got the cover for Romanovs by Nadine Brandeis, and this is such a gorgeous cover. I'm also really interested in reading her first book, Fox. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I believe it's like a Phantom of the Opera retelling, and it sounds super good. Then we have the cover for The Stormcrow by Kaylin Josephson. I honestly don't know too much about this one, but I just thought the cover was really pretty, so I wanted to throw that out there. And finally, I think my last cover reveal that I'm going to talk about is we got the cover for The Dragon Republic, which is the second book after The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. It's really beautiful. I really love the wings on this cover. I think it looks really, really good. Next, this is going to be really exciting for some people. Christopher Paolini, who wrote The Inheritance Cycle, is actually coming out with a new book set in the same world of Allegasia. This is going to be called The Fork, the Witch, and the Worm. It's going to include 3 new short stories as well as 4 pieces of original art by Christopher himself. And it's coming out on December 31st of this year, so you don't even have to wait that long for it. Just kidding, I have another cover for you. So the movie tie-in edition of Dumplin' by Julian Murphy has just been released, and in addition to that, we've also gotten a whole bunch of Dumplin' news. Here we have the poster for the Netflix film that is coming out. Dumplin' is going to be premiering on Netflix on December 7th, so again, we really don't have to wait too much longer for it. And we also got to see some images from the movie, and it looks like it's going to be totally awesome, and I just cannot wait to watch it and to hear Dolly Parton's new music. I think it's going to be really incredible. Next, it's been announced that A Discovery of Witches has been renewed for seasons 2 and 3, and it has not even premiered in the US yet. But again, thankfully, we don't have to wait too much longer. It's actually going to be premiering on Sundance Now and Shudder on January 17th, so that's when we will be able to watch it, but it's already been shown in the UK. This is interesting news because this video is coming out on November 6th, and Netflix has announced that today, November 6th, is Stranger Things Day, but they have given no other detail, so we don't really know what it is that is going on. But I love Stranger Things, so I wanted to throw that out there. Maybe we'll be getting like a teaser trailer today, or maybe they'll tell us when the next season is premiering or something. I believe all of it was already filmed. It would be super exciting if they were like, surprise, it's on Netflix today, cancel all your plans. Because I would do that. Box Lunch has announced an exclusive Harry Potter movie moments Funko, and it's super cute. It's Harry, and he's going through the corridor to get onto platform 9 3/4 on his first year when he's going to Hogwarts. It's a really, really cute Funko. I think this is like a really nice one to have in your collection because it does capture such a nostalgic moment in the movie. And speaking of Harry Potter Funkos, Funko has also announced a Harry Potter Funko advent calendar, which is really interesting. So there's going to be little like mini figures, and you could currently pre-order it on Amazon. I am torn because obviously this is like such a good idea, but I already have so many Harry Potter Funkos, so I don't necessarily want doubles of the ones that I already have. We also got a first look at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter ride that's launching in 2019, and the image seems to confirm that it is definitely going to be a Forbidden Forest ride. Also, can we just talk about how amazing the Good Omens trailer was? That dropped at New York Comic Con, and oh my god, it was so incredible. David Tennant is the best. I actually am considering rereading that book before the show premieres because I just love it so much. Next, it was announced that the Chronicles of Narnia has actually been purchased by Netflix. It's getting a television series and a movie, and they're going to film everything at the same time so that everything kind of stays consistent within the world, which is really nice. I believe that's how they did Lord of the Rings. And this is actually the first time in history that the rights to all 7 Narnia books are owned by the same company, which is why we've seen a lot of adaptations of like the first 1 or 2 books and then like that's it. So it's really exciting for fans of the series because we're guaranteed pretty much that we're going to see like an adaptation of every single book, not just the first one. And Amazon is also sticking its foot back in the fantasy game. They're working on the Lord of the Rings show, but it's also been announced that Amazon has purchased the rights to the Wheel of Time series that's being adapted. Rafe Judkins is the showrunner, and Sony Pictures TV is co-executive producing. You'll have to bear with me because I do not know how to say these names, but the first season is going to focus on Moraine, I believe. She's a member of the shadowy and all-female organization called Aes Sedai, and she is going to embark on a dangerous journey with 5 young men and women because she believes that one of them might be the incredibly powerful reincarnation of an individual who prophecies say will either save humanity or destroy it. No word on when that's coming out, but still just exciting that it is in the works. There was also a new Star Wars book that was announced at New York Comic Con. It's going to be called Alphabet Squadron. We don't have a cover for it just yet, but it's going to follow different pilots and I guess adventures that they get up to. Also, really exciting, The Dragon Prince has been renewed for season 2 on Netflix, which makes me so happy because the way that season 1 ended, I was just like, how can it stop here? I need more. I'm very much looking forward to hopefully getting a little bit more closure on that series, but I really enjoyed the first season. It's by the same creators as Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I thought that it was a really enjoyable experience. Andrew and I ended up binging the entire series the night that it came out, and I loved it. Next, there's a movie called The Christmas Chronicle that is coming to Netflix. It's starring Kurt Russell as Santa, and it's produced by Chris Columbus, who did some of the Harry Potter movies. It's premiering on November 22nd on Netflix, and I'm really looking forward to watching it. It is kind of a different spin on Santa. He's more of like a cool Santa. It sounds like it's gonna be fun. I just love Christmas movies, so I'm here for this. And then speaking of Christmas movies, on November 30th, Netflix is releasing The Christmas Prince 2, Royal Wedding. And this takes place a year after the first film. And the two of them are going to get married and have a Christmas wedding, but Amber is kind of questioning whether she is actually prepared to be queen of a country. But yeah, Royal Christmas Wedding. I'm watching that the night it comes out. Then we found out that Catherine Langford, who was in 13 Reasons Why and Love, Simon, has just been added to the cast of Avengers 4. We don't know what character she will be playing yet, but I am very excited that she's going to be joining this franchise, and I'm very curious to find out who she's going to be playing. Then we got the first images for the BBC's adaptation of Watership Down, which is one of my favorite books. It made me have such a greater appreciation for rabbits, and every time that I see them, I'm like, oh, there's so much going on in your world, because I just think of all of those like inner monologues and like all of the dangerous situations that they got themselves into in that book, and I really want to reread it before the adaptation comes out. This adaptation is going to be more loyal than the last adaptation, and it's actually going to be told over the course of 2 feature films. One of the things that I do like is that they did gender swap some of the rabbits within it, so there are more females because the book is largely males. It's also been announced that Peter Capaldi will be joining the cast, and he's joining Nicholas Hoult, James McAvoy, and Ben Kingsley, who were all previously announced. Then John Green announced some of the cast for Looking for Alaska, specifically our 2 main characters, Alaska and Miles. Alaska is going to be played by Christine Frozeth, and Miles is going to be played by Charlie Plummer. And then the last bit of news that I'm going to talk about today is that Boom Studios announced that they are going to be doing a new Buffy the Vampire Slayer series of comics. They acquired the rights, and they're actually going to be rebooting the series with our original cast of characters of like Buffy and Willow and Xander, and they're going to be going to high school in 2019 instead of in the 1990s when the series series originally took place, and the series is going to be written by Jordi Belair, and the art will be done by Dan Mora, and I'm very much looking forward to reading this. But that is all the news that I have for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to go out and pick up a copy of Little White Lies because it sounds like it's going to be awesome. Yeah, that's all that I have for this video, and I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!